I'm here with Stuart Rogers from Crawford Technologies and Alan Hall from Inspectron. So, can you tell me what you're showing here at Northprint?
We've decided to use Northprint as the platform for a product that we launched recently in North America called Pro Production Manager. So Northprint is our beachhead show to bring Pro Production Manager to Europe.
Basically, we're showing our concept of tracking documents during the manufacturing process of high volume mailings. The whole idea is if you're sending out personal mail, it's got to be right. There's no compromises are allowed. It can be very disastrous both for your public relations image and possibly in the legal community. You can have serious problems if you make mistakes during mailing. So our solutions provide tracking which can fit onto any mailing machine during the high volume production process and give an audit trail and identify errors before they leave the factory.
So why is that so important?
Pro Production Manager is a really interesting concept. For the first time, we're bringing a full end-to-end reporting and workflow solution to people who produce high volumes of transactional output. But we're doing it in a very modular way, and we're doing it in a vendor-agnostic way. We'll work with all sorts of different vendors with our software to provide end-to-end reporting, workflow solutions, print stream transformation, document re-engineering, things like trans-promo and putting QR codes on the page. But we'll work with any vendor. So, in fact, we developed it with the likes of Inspectron, who we're here at the event with.
It's very, very important. How would you like it if someone else's credit card statement appeared in your envelope by mistake? It can be disastrous for large companies for their public relations image, and it can lead to lawsuits and all sorts of credibility loss. So it's absolutely vital that 100% integrity, as we call it, is produced during the mailing process.
So Pro Production Manager is interesting because we've done this in a very modular fashion. And by doing it modularly, we can actually bring the cost of the solution down dramatically. It's actually about 2 to 10 times cheaper than anything else on the marketplace, which means that for the first time, smaller to medium-sized print service providers can afford to have full document integrity checking and end-to-end workflow and reporting.
So why is that different to the current state of the market? In
the marketplace right now, there are lots of solutions that offer this kind of end-to-end reporting and workflow solution, but they're all big ticket solutions. You're typically looking at a 6 or 7 figure amount to actually get involved in a solution like this. Because we've managed to bring the price point down dramatically without losing any of the functionality, and because we've been able to make it in a modular way that allows people to just buy what they need instead of buying everything and only using small parts of it, it's made a big difference to the marketplace, and it's quite a watershed moment. We expect that we're creating quite a few waves with Pro Production Manager. Because it's a more cost-effective solution, that's one of the reasons that Explore chose it as one of their Innovator of the Year award receivers in 2011.
It's not really different, it's a development. Mailing is getting more and more demanding, such that quality and delivery time and accountability are becoming more and more important and are demanded by the bureaus and the printing people who produce the mail. So as time goes by, demand for quality is getting higher. There is so much legal involvement these days in traceability, and it's just an industry trend.
And what implementation time should customers expect? Typically,
I would say up to 90 days. The actual concept is very easy to understand, but there's a lot of inertia within the factory. You have to get your document preparation ready, working with companies like Crawford, upgrading the machines perhaps, cooperating with the vendors and the machines who supply your own machine suppliers. So typically 90 days to 180 days would allow it.
With implementation times, usually you would be looking at months to implement any of these solutions within the field. But just as with any of our other products, such as Trans-Promo Express or QR Express, we've managed to bring the timeline down dramatically. People can expect to run projects that only last for a few weeks in order to implement a full production management system using Pro Production Manager. The key thing is that because we're working with other vendors, you're in some cases working with the other vendor and you have to be reliant on their timelines too. But fortunately we work with the likes of Inspectron and Inspectron have short timescales for the implementation of their solutions as well, so it doesn't actually hold the product up.
So why is it important to remain vendor agnostic?
Because we have no control over the machines that are used by our customers. Very, very few customers only have a machine from one company. They often have a mix and match. They're always upgrading, replacing. Sometimes there's mergers and acquisitions, so they're combining their activities with another organization. So we have to be completely machine independent.
It's very important to make sure that this is vendor agnostic, because there are so many different people out there with lots of different camera systems and scanning systems. There's lots of different print vendors available for producing the final output. If we were to dictate to customers that they have to go down a particular route, that would be quite difficult for them. It would limit the marketplace from our point of view. It would limit the ability of those customers to choose the hardware that's best for their environment. So by remaining completely vendor agnostic, we can fit in with any customer situation and any customer setup.
So what should interested parties do to further their understanding of these developments?
Our job is to make sure that they're aware that there is a solution available which is low cost, easy to implement, and very supportable.
Well, of course, we've got a fantastic website at CrawfordTech.com, so that's CrawfordTech.com. People can join us on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. The links are actually on the website. Of course, they can contact any one of our partners as well. So if they were to talk with Inspectron, Inspectron will be able to talk with us, and we can all join together as create a project team for each customer. But the best way is definitely to get in touch with us via our website, or let us know via Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn that people want to know more.
So for further information on either of these companies, please visit their websites, CrawfordTech.com or Inspectron.com.